my name is Chloe Herren, and this is my chromatography lab video for Chemistry 116, Section My6. For this experiment, you will need a stationary phase. I'm going to be using coffee filters. You will need a mobile phase, which I'm going to be using 70% isopropyl alcohol. You will need various color ink. I'm going to be using a red, green, and blue Sharpie. You will also need some type of glass or container, and these are optional, but you'll need a ruler, scissors, something to hold your stationary phase. Next, I'm going to take my coffee filter and cut a strip. To maintain that this stays upright in the glass, I'm going to connect it to a straw to stay upright on top of the glass. I have fastened my stationary phase coffee filter onto a straw, so when it is placed in my glass, it will stay upright in the glass. Next, I'm going to place 3 dots with pencil about 1 centimeter from the bottom of my coffee filter, which is where I'm going to place my 3 inks. Each of your dots should be about the same in size. Next, what you're going to do is take your container and your mobile phase, which I'm using isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to place about 1 centimeter of the alcohol in the glass. Here you can see the ink start to go up as the alcohol travels up the coffee filter. Alright, so after your mobile phase has generally stopped going up the stationary, in my case the coffee filter, you'll take it out, and this is where the ruler is going to come into play again. Place it on there, and you can see how far the inks have traveled. They all generally travel the same distance. The retention factor is going to be the difference in how far the solvent traveled and how far your ink traveled. Up close you can see that the green is mainly blue and green, the red is pink, and the blue has some traces of purple. The ink is traveling because the solvent is pulling the molecules up the paper. The ink travels up because of the intermolecular interactions between the ink and the solvent. Chromatography is commonly used to identify different molecules Chromatography is used to identify unknown substances, and this will commonly be Chromatography is used to Chromatography is commonly used to identify unknown substances and can be done in many different ways, including a drip. Chromatography can be done in many different ways, and Chromatography can be done in many different ways, including this method. You can also do a column chromatography where you isolate your dyes and the solvent will pull your dyes down and drip into a container. And then we will use a UV vis to determine the purity of the sample.